What does it really take to redesign a nation? I'm not talking about just tweaking a few policies here and there. I mean, what does it take to fundamentally transform its society, its military, its people, right from the ground up? Well, today we're going to dig into a blueprint that proposes to do exactly that.
So what we're looking at here is a book called The Architects of Tomorrow, written by Guru Delawar Hossain. But let's be clear, this is way more than just a book. It's being presented as a detailed, step-by-step plan for the complete rejuvenation of Bangladesh.
And you know, right from the get-go, in the preface, they make it crystal clear what this is all about. They're not just criticizing how things are now, they're laying out this massive, comprehensive roadmap. They call it a manifesto, a strategic mission to tackle what they see as deep, systemic national problems.
All right, so what's the big picture here? What's the end game for this whole ambitious manifesto? Where are they trying to take the country? And let me tell you, the vision they lay out, it's beyond ambitious. We're not talking about small, incremental improvements. The goal is to catapult Bangladesh to the same level as some of the most developed countries on Earth. Think Japan, think Singapore. It's a bid for top-tier global status, plain and simple. Now, what's really fascinating is how they justify such a massive transformation. They look at these huge national challenges, poverty, corruption, injustice, and they basically say, look, the old ways aren't working. We need a radical new approach to fix this. Okay, so at the absolute heart of this whole strategy is one specific directive. In the documents, it's called DIFA 20. In this thing, it's positioned as the engine for the entire national rejuvenation. It's all about fusing national defense with human resource development into one powerful force. So that brings us to the next big piece, the role of the average citizen. Because this plan, it totally redefines the relationship between you and the state, and it starts really, really early. Okay, get ready for this, because this is probably one of the most striking ideas in the whole plan. To deal with budget problems, they're proposing that every single citizen, everybody, has to give 1 hour of free labor to the state every single day. Think about that. It's a universal contribution to keep the country running. They've basically mapped out a new life path for every young citizen. It starts with 6 months of compulsory military training for everyone under 25, no exceptions. After that, you're appointed to different government ministries, kind of like a flexible workforce for the state. So you might be asking, okay, what's the point of all this? Well, the end goal here is a number, a huge number. The plan's explicit target is to create a massive reserve force of 30 million soldiers over time. 30 million. And believe it or not, that massive reserve force is just the beginning. This next section is all about completely rebuilding the nation's entire defense capability from the ground up. So how do you pay for all this? Well, the plan basically throws out the old way of doing things. The military budget, it's going to be unlimited. And it's going to be a secret, totally confidential, shielded from any kind of public view. And to make that happen, the plan calls for a huge shift in national resources. The military slice of the national budget would be locked in at a solid 10%. That's the new rule. And what do you do with an unlimited budget? You go shopping. And boy, do they have a list. We're talking 2 nuclear-powered submarines, modern J-10C fighter jets from China, a ton of new air defense missiles, new artillery. They even want to build their own missile factory with help from China. This whole grand plan gets its own official brand, the DIFA 20 initiative. And if you look closely at the seal, you can see how it visually pulls everything together. You've got the military hardware, the ships, the planes, and then right there, they've worked in that 10% budget number. It symbolizes how these ideas are totally fused together. And there's absolutely zero mystery about what they're aiming for. The goal, stated loud and clear, is to take Bangladesh's armed forces and turn them into one of the top 10 most powerful militaries in the entire world. Period. All right, let's get to the final piece of the puzzle. You can't have this massive new military without a new way of thinking, right? So this section is all about the new national doctrine, the philosophy and the mindset that's supposed to power this new reality. The whole doctrine is built around a very simple and very absolute motto. It's this idea of being in a state of constant readiness to defend the nation's sovereignty against any threat at any time. But here's where it gets really intense. Check out the policy statement that goes along with that motto. It directly ties your personal freedom, your dignity, to your ability to use a weapon. It's a powerful and pretty uncompromising message. And of course, it's not just talk. There are very specific changes to back this all up. We're talking high-level stuff, like creating a completely non-political commission to handle military strategy. But it also gets super granular, right down to mandating what soldiers eat. Things like blue zone foods and dry fruits to ensure they're always at peak combat fitness.
And to cap it all off, the vision doesn't stop at the country's current borders. The blueprint lays out a new regional transit system. But here's the kicker. The whole thing is based on redefining territory by explicitly calling the Arakan region an inseparable part of Bangladesh.
So there you have it, a comprehensive, deeply radical vision for transforming a nation, affecting everything from a person's daily routine to geopolitics. It's a blueprint that leaves us with one final, crucial question to think about. What is the real price of an ambition that big?